हेलो फ्रेंड्स, लेट्स अवर डिस्कस ऑफ एनटीए मॉक टेस्ट। क्वेश्चन स्टार्ट करने से पहले प्लीज़ मैं आपको से रिक्वेस्ट करता हूं, जिन लोगों ने अभी तक चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है प्लीज़ वो लोग चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें और वीडियो को ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लाइक एंड शेयर किया करें। बात करते हैं यहाँ पर क्वेश्चन नंबर फर्स्ट की, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज अ रैपिड टाइप ऑफ एब्जॉर्प्शंस, पैसिव एब्जॉर्प्शंस। क्वेश्चन नंबर सेकेंड, the biological definitions of a species depends on the reproductive isolations of two groups of organisms। जो इसको दिया था कैरोलस लीनियस ने 17 से 1778, okay, Swedish naturalist. Question number 3. During gene cloning, gene taxi is the terms used for plasmid. Question number 4. A person suffering from a disease caused by plasmodium experiences recurring chill and fever at the time when hemoglobin is released. Question number 5. In a alpha thalassemia, alpha globin chain is produced in less number. फिर two closely linked genes HBA1 and HBA2 on chromosomes stains are affected. Question number 6. This structural gene synthesizes the mRNA that translates the permease proteins for Y. Question number 7. Mating of animals within the same breed but having no common ancestors on either side of their pedigree up to 4 to 6 generations are called outcrossing. This is important question. Outcrossing or inbreeding और क्रॉस ब्रीडिंग इंटरस्पेसिफिक हाइब्रिडेशन, इन पे क्वेश्चन पूछा जाता है लगभग हर साल। क्वेश्चन नंबर 8, स्पर्जिलस नाइगर की अगर बात करें तो सिट्रिक एसिड प्रोड्यूस होता है। फिर उसके बाद बात करते हैं क्लॉस्ट्रीडियम ब्यूटेलिकम की ब्यूटारिक एसिड प्रोड्यूस होता है इससे। फिर सैक्रोमाइसिस सेरेवाइसी इथेनॉल के लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबल। ट्राइकोडर्मा पॉलिस्पोरम, फिर ट्राइकोडर्मा पॉलिस्पोरम यानी कि डी साइक्लोस्पोरिन एक लिए जो इम्यूनोसप्रेसिव एज इम्यूनोसप्रेसिव यूज़ किया जाता है। मोनास्कर परप्यूरियस स्टैटिन जो कि ब्लड कोलेस्ट्रॉल लोअरिंग एजेंट है। क्वेश्चन नंबर 9, फाइंड द करेक्ट मैच रिगार्डिंग मिलर्स एक्सपेरिमेंट। टेम्परेचर 80 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड, नो 800 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड। गैसेस की बात करें, हाइड्रोजन, अमोनिया, मीथेन, ऑक्सीजन नहीं होता है, वाटर वेपर्स को यूज करते हैं। बट एनर्जी सोर्स इलेक्ट्रिक डिस्चार्ज, करेक्ट। क्वेश्चन नंबर 10, जेनेटिक इंजीनियरिंग हैज़ बीन सक्सेसफुली यूज्ड फॉर प्रोड्यूसिंग genetic engineering used for producing for transgenic mice that for testing the safety of polio vaccines before use in humans. Question number 11, the expanded form of DDT is dichlorodiphenoid trichloroethane, यानी फुल फॉर्म बताना है DDT का। क्वेश्चन नंबर 12, मल्टीपल फिजन्स अकर्स इन प्लाज्मोडियम। क्वेश्चन नंबर 13, fill in the blanks, is a contraceptive method in which of the male partner withdraws यानी कि penis from the vagina just before ejaculation to avoid insemination, यानी कि withdrawal method है ये। फिर methods work on the principle of avoiding chances of ovum and sperm meeting for natural, यानी कि नेचुरल तो वो भी था, नेचुरल ये भी है। फिर बात करते हैं थर्ड की, इज अ कॉन्ट्रासेप्टिव यानी कि एब्सटिनेंस, पीरियोडिक एब्सटिनेंस मेथड इन विच कपल्स अवॉइड क्वाइटस फ्रॉम डेज 10 to 17 डेज के बिटवीन मेंस्ट्रुअल साइकिल। फिर ऑप्शन अगर 4 की बात करते हैं तो इंट्रा यूटेराइन डिवाइसेस आर ऑब्जेक्ट्स इंसर्टेड इन द यूटेरस ऑफ द फीमेल थ्रू द वेजाइना बाय डॉक्टर्स और एक्सपर्ट नर्सेस। क्वेश्चन नंबर 14, through the following points, diclini dichogamy self इनकॉम्पिटिबिलिटी, फिर हेट्रोस्टाइली, यानी कि सब ऑटोगैमी से रिलेट करते हैं। क्वेश्चन 15, सेलेक्ट द ऑड वन विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द फंक्शनल aspects of ecosystem species compositions. Question number 16, read the following statement, select the correct options that mentions observations shown by David Tillmans, who performed long-term ecosystems experiments using outdoor plots. Plots with more species showed less year-to-year variations in total biomass. This is correct. Plot with less species showed less year-to-year variation in total biomass. This is not correct. Where increased diversity contributed to higher productivity. This is correct. Question was 17. Urethral meatus is the terminal opening of penis. Question number 18. The cork, cambium, cork and secondary cortex are collectively called as periderm. ये देखिए सबसे अंदर वाला रेड कलर ऑरेंज कलर की दिखाई दे रही है जो हार्डवुड फिर सैपवुड। हार्डवुड और सैपवुड पे लगभग हर साल क्वेश्चन पूछा ही जाता था। अब की नीट 2020 में भी हार्डवुड पे क्वेश्चन पूछा गया था, हार्डवुड और सैपवुड पे। फिर वेस्कुलर कैम्बियम देख ली, ग्रीन टाइप ग्रीन दिखाई दे रही लेयर। उसके बाद लीविंग फ्लोएम और पेरिडम्स को मिला के बोला गया बार्क। फिर कॉर्क कैम्बियम और कॉर्क सेल बनाती हैं पेरिडर्म। पेरिडर्म यानी लीविंग फ्लोएम और पेरिडर्म मिलके फिर बनाती हैं बार्क को। क्वेश्चन 19, which among the following are the smallest living cells known without definite cells was pathogenic to plants as well as animals and can survive without oxygen? Mycoplasma, because mycoplasma is the smallest living organisms. This is, it has size of 0.1 microns. Question number 20, which of the following is not secreted by kidney? Angiotensin first is not secreted by kidney. Jejji cells plays a complicated regulatory positions of fall in glomerular blood pressures. GFR can set off. Question number 21. The disease caused by accumulations of uric acid crystals outside the joint is called gout. यूरिक एसिड के डिपोजिशन से जो प्रॉब्लम होती है उसको बोलते हैं गाउट। क्वेश्चन नंबर 22. Adventitious root absorb moistures from atmosphere in Vanda. Question number 23. Osteon is found in the femur of a man and rabbit. Question number 24. Postganglionic nerve fibers of sympathetic nerves are mainly androgenic. Question number 25. Sporophyta funaria is semi-parasites on the gametophyte as it is green. Question number 26. Cytokinins are formed in roots. Question number 27. Plasmids are extra chromosomal circular DNA segments. Question number 28. In an experimental setup, a group of C3 and group of C4 plants were grown in an environment with double the amount of CO2 concentrations. Which group of plants would grow better and be more water efficient? C4 plants will be better than plant C3. Question number 29. Fishes of the Antarctic water prevent their body fluids from freezing by the presence of antifreeze proteins. Question number 30. The mineral element in chlorophyll and hemoglobin is respectively magnesium and iron. Question number 31. Which is true for partial pressures of CO2? More in alveolar air than in expired air. Question number 32. Which of the following statement is wrong? Lipids are not strictly macromolecules. This is correct. Low density lipoproteins reduce the risk of heart disease. No. High density wax D is present in the cell wall of bacteria causing leprosy and tuberculosis. Cholesterol is the most abundant steroid in animal tissue. Question number 33. The reductional divisions involve splitting of centromeres? No. None of the above. Question number 34. In which of the following the feces are retained within the colon as the bowel movements occurs irregularly? Constipations. Larvae of echinoderms are bilaterally symmetrical. Question of 36. The sodium pump stops operating during actions potential. Question of 37. The rapid movements of glucose into hepatocytes and adipocytes is due to insulin. Question of 38. The arc of anaerobic respirations is infinite. Question of 39. The rapid and wild spasm of muscles due to low calcium level in body fluids causes tetany. Question number 40. The hereditary characters are due to gene. Question number 41. Connecting link between humans and apes is Australopithecus. Question number 42. By what degree has the man global temperatures increased in the 20th century? 0.6 degrees centigrade. Question number 43. Most common ancestors affecting men in India is mouth throat cancer. Question number 44. The food material in X albuminous seed is mainly stored in embryo. Question number 45. Placenta in mammals is formed from chorion and a deciduous bacillus. Question number 46. Two kingdoms figuring in all biological classifications are Plantae and Animalia. Question number 47. The aerial stem modifications found in Bougainvillea is thorn. Question number 48. Reservoir for the gaseous type of biogeochemical cycles exist in atmosphere. Question number 49. Periplaneta americana is enclosed by four chitinous skeleton sclerids, a dorsal tergum, a ventral sternum, and two lateral pleura. The tergum of the prothorax is also called pronotum, which covers the neck and part of the head. Question number 50. Circinate taxis venation is found in defined as coiling of young leaves. Question number 51. From the following statement with respect to polymorphism and choose the correct options. It arises due to mutations. This is correct. It represents variations at the genetic level. Question number 52. Which of the following hormones can alleviate vernalization? Gibberellin. क्वेश्चन नंबर 53. जो फीमेल है मियोसिस करके गैमीट का फॉर्मेशन करती है विदाउट फर्टिलाइजेशन के द्वारा मेल का फॉर्मेशन होता है विद फर्टिलाइजेशन के द्वारा फीमेल का फॉर्मेशन होता है. क्वेश्चन नंबर 54 की बात करते हैं तो चूज द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट चूज द करेक्ट ऑप्शंस. अकॉर्डिंग टू गाउस competitive exclusion principles two closely related species competing for the same resources can coexist indefinitely. No. Majority of parasites reduce the survival growth and reductions of the host and reduce its population density. This is correct. Question number 55. Choose the correct statement among the following. Flavor saver variety of tomato remains fresh for a longer period due to higher amount of enzymes polygalacturonase than normal tomato variety. आई होप ये करेक्ट होना चाहिए. नहीं, फ्लेवर से वैरायटी ऑफ टोमेटो आई थिंक ये करेक्ट होना चाहिए. जीएमओ होते हैं जी ओ नो जीएमओ वाले. फिर आरएनए इंटरफ्रेंस इन्वॉल्व्स इंटरफ्रेंस ऑफ आरएनए इन सिंथेसिस ऑफ डीएनए. नो गोल्डन राश डेवलप्स थ्रू ट्रांसजेनिक अप्रोच हैज़ हाई लाइसेंस contents than normal rice. I hope no. फिर transgenic foods may cause toxicity and allergic in humans being, and the bacterial present in alimentary canal may become resistant to antibiotics by taking up the antibiotic resistant gene that is present in the gene modified food. ये correct है. Question 56. The continuous systems of cell walls and intercellular space in plant tissue is apoplast. Question 57. All of the following statements are correct with respect to a biogas plant except main gases produced are methane, CO, and nitrogen oxide. No, it has a floating cover that keeps on the rising as gas is produced. It consists of 10 to 15 foot deep tank in which bio-wastes are collected and a slurry of dung is fed. A spent slurry may be used as fertilizers. Okay, but D is not correct. Question 58. The breakdown of a proton gradient across the thylakoid membrane is due to diffusion of protons through transmembrane channel. Question 56. 59. Farmers can keep on using the hybrid seed to raise new crop year after year and they do not have to buy hybrid seed too expensive every year if the hybrid is made apomictic. Question number 60. The secondary tissue of a plant is at diameter to roots and shoots. Question number 61. In Krebs cycle, which intermediate is withdrawn from for the synthesis of chlorophyll succinyl coenzyme A? Identify the incorrect statement. VDRL and Wassermann's test are used for diagnosis of syphilis. This is correct. Cryosurgery and drugs like podophyllum are used for treatment of genital warts. This is correct. Gonorrhea is caused by gram negative bacteria. ये भी correct है. But option D, genital herpes can be treated by antibiotics. This is not correct. Question number 63. Which among the following papillonaceous plant have spirally coiled pods? Medi Medicago ये कि Medicago ट्रंकेचुला commonly known as, हालांकि ये आउट ऑफ एनसीईआरटी है. मेडिटेरेनियन रीजन्स में पाए जाते हैं. Question number 64. Breakdown of hemoglobins occurs in liver. Question number 65. The mineralizations by microorganisms is an aid in the release of inorganic nutrients from the humus for the humans. Question number 66. Size of prion is similar to virus. Question number 67. A woman has blood group O. She has two brothers, one with A group and the other with B group. The genotypes of her parents are IA, IO to IB, IO. Question number 68. The cretinism in baby could be the result of mother having iodine deficiency in diet. Question number 69. Basic unit of a DNA molecule is deoxyribose nucleotides. Question number 70. Given graph represents the interplay of the different hormones AD during the menstrual cycle in the women and answer the questions that follow. आई होप सी होना चाहिए बट इसमें डी है डी. Hormones is most effective in the producing uterine changes during the menstrual cycle. Question number 71. DNA duplications occurs in S phase. Question number 72. The Indian ornithologist known as Birdman of India was Dr. Salim Ali. Question number 73. The diagram given the below identify the leaf is cannabis sativa. Question number 74. From the following matches, Salvia didymus, stamens, China rose, मोनोडेल्फस. ओके, फिर कैंडी टफ्ट होता है, अम्बेल, सिट्रस, पॉलीडेल्फस. नो. क्वेश्चन नंबर 75. द एक्सेसिव स्टिमुलेशंस of the vagus nerve in humans may cause peptic ulcer. Question number 76. The athletes have lower heart rate than others because of the higher stroke volume. Question number 77. From the following, which hormones does not bind the extracellular receptors protein to stimulate hormones actions? Testosterone नहीं होगा, but catecholamines, vasopressin, insulin stimulate hormone actions receptor protein to stimulate. Question number 78. The 70 S type of ribosomes are found in prokaryotic cells, eukaryotic cells, mitochondria. ऑल ऑफ दीज में पाए जाते हैं. बट अगर यूकैरियोटिक, अगर ओनली प्रोकैरियोट की बात करते हैं तो 70 एस टाइप. क्वेश्चन नंबर 79. विच वन ऑफ द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट्स इज रॉन्ग? Mesoglea is present in between the ectoderm and endoderm in ovulia. This is correct. Asterias exhibit radial symmetry. ये भी correct है. Fasciola is a pseudocoelomate animals. ये correct नहीं है. Tenia is a triploblastic animals. This is correct. Question number 80. What is the criticism of Darwinism's not based on survival of the fittest पे based नहीं, presence of teacher organ, inheritance of variations, arrival of the fittest पे based है. Question number 81. Why does small animals lose their body heat very fast as compared to big animals? Because the surface area of the small animals is larger relative to their volume. Question number 82. What was the name of the book in which Linnaeus first proposed his classifications of species plantarum? Question number 83. Who conducted the experimental verifications of the chromosomal theory of inheritance? T.H. Morgan. Question number 84. Name a leafy vegetables which has ochraceous stipules. From the following are rumex. Out of NCERT. Question number 85. From the following options, name a mastigophora with pseudopodia. Mastigoamoeba. Question number 86. At present, about 30 recombinant therapeutics have been approved for humans use the world over, and 12 of these are presently marketed in India. Question number 87. Blind spot in an eye is part where. इसमें कुछ भी नहीं होगा. Neither cones nor rods are present. Question number 88. What is the exceptions to nucleosomes? H1 protein is exceptions. Question number 89. Which of the following cells carries membrane bound cells? Organelles are eukaryotic cells. Question number 90. हालांकि ये तो कई बार हम करवा चुके हैं. 94. फिर इस प्रकार आपके 90 क्वेश्चन कंप्लीट होते हैं. आई होप आप लोगों को वीडियो पसंद आई होगी. तो प्लीज़ जिन लोगों ने अभी तक चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है, प्लीज़ वो लोग चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा वीडियो को लाइक एंड शेयर किया करें. और मिलते हैं एक नई वीडियो के साथ. थैंक्स वॉच फॉर दिस वीडियो. हालांकि नीट एग्ज़ाम की डेट भी आ चुकी है, तो इसलिए प्लीज़ आप लोग जोरों से तैयारी शुरू कर दें. थैंक्स वॉच फॉर दिस वीडियो. मिलते हैं एक नई वीडियो के साथ.